Hey guys, Vaz here. So this video is aimed at people that are fairly new to football, fairly sort of casual overview, and hopefully this video gives you a general understanding as to who the lineup is and what some of the key battles to watch out for and what to pay attention to throughout the game. There's plenty of other videos out there that give in-depth analysis, but today is just meant to give you a brief overview. So without further ado, I'll get straight into it. So in goals, got Vicario. I think he will be the difference between a win and loss today. I think he's an exceptional shot stopper. His distribution is going to be really key. His ability to sort of play out from under pressure. I think he will be really tested today, and I won't be surprised if he lets if a few sort of get past him, but it could be a difference between winning and losing. So Vicario is going to be my player to sort of watch out for today. So I just want to put that out there. So in left back, another person that will play a fairly prominent role today is Udogie. His ability to sort of get forward, run forward, and with the overlapping runs as well. So when I mean overlapping, that means if someone else is out forward, so it might be Son, he might play the 1-2, we'll try and get behind their fullback. So that's what I mean by overlapping. I think that's how we'll score goals today. He's up against one of the best right wingers in the league, Bukayo Saka. He's just a very talented footballer, great at dribbling, great at one-on-ones, and I think there might be, we don't want him to be isolated too much. Man-to-man might have to help him out. Which is what Arsenal sort of want, draw two defenders away, create space in the middle, and that's how they might score. So left backs, Udogie, left centre back, I'm going to start with Van der Ven. I just don't think there's anything else. He's been really solid. We're going to definitely need his pace today as well. He's let in a couple of own goals, so hopefully that doesn't happen today, but I'd say that none of those own goals have really been his fault there. Right centre back, pretty obvious, Cuti Romero. Don't think there's really any other choice there. Now, people have been saying he, historically speaking, has fouled a lot, given away, got a lot of yellow cards and the like there. He's been one of the few players that I don't think he's got a yellow this season so far. So I think he's going to have a calm head about him. And he's got the ability to sort of do that as well. I think Royale last week was having a go at a different person. He actually pulled him aside there. So I think he's going to be he's going to be a calming presence, hopefully, on the field today. And on the right back, so I think this position is going to be telling about how Ange decides to sort of play today. So I'm going to go with Pedro Porro because that is the more aggressive option. Pedro Porro is not as good as Emerson Royale in a defensive sense, but his ability to sort of get forward, take shots outside the box as well. I think his distribution is exceptional as well. So I'm leaning towards Pedro Porro, but I have a feeling that Emerson Royale will have a say. If we are up, he'll come in and help stabilise the game as well. So I'm just going for the more aggressive right back option there as well. So in the centre mid, or the number 6 position, so by number 6, I sort of mean someone that can sort of transition from the back line to the forward line, almost like a box-to-box midfielder, screens out the opposition forwards. So he's like really the first line of defence there. He will be one of the key players today. If not, he's going to be our weapon. If we win today, it will most likely be because of this particular play here. His ability to sort of dribble past players, take pressure away from the back line as well, allow the fullbacks to invert, so to push towards the midfield will be critical today, and I think he will have a big say as to whether we win or not today. Other midfielders, Madison, I think he will have more space today to open up their defence. Those lines that will play throughout their back, those balls that will play throughout their back line will be quite important as well. He's creative. He's the locksmith. The person that can sort of unlock defenses. His ability will be somewhat dictated by Declan Rice's ability. So £100 million signing for Arsenal this season. If he can get on top of Declan Rice, I think he will have a field day, but I don't think it's going to be a tough challenge there. And on the right midfield, I would play Papa Matasar. I feel like we've got options down there. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, somewhat more of a side-to-side sort of passer as well. Not as progressive, but he gives a bit more stability towards the midfield. But I think, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for the win. This is how Ange plays. And Papa Matasar, his ability to sort of run through the front line there, do a lot of work. I just hope he doesn't get bullied off the ball today. So I think he might be one of the weaker links potentially. But he's hoping he has a blinder of a game there. Now, the forward line, what I would start off is Son, Heung-min Son. I think he just proved his ability when he scored that hat-trick a couple of weeks ago, his ability to sort of just run through, his clinical finishing as well. I'm assuming Arsenal will play a pressing game, and this is where he sort of excels at. If he's got a little bit of space, he will make those opportunities. He just needs to sort of bury that there. I think he's going to be, going to be key. But hopefully he gets his chances and he sort of takes it. He scored 5 times in previous North London derbies. So yeah, one to watch out for. I feel like if that's sort of not working, I can see Richarlison sort of coming in similar to previous games. Don't think Richarlison will be as impactful this game, just because his ability to sort of run through is not as good as Son's. I think Richarlison has more impact on versing a team that plays a low block style, because he really likes playing the last defender and making those last turns, whereas Son likes running throughout the lines and creating those opportunities, and he's got a lot of pace as well. On the right side, I've gone with Kulusevski. I think Arsenal's fullbacks might have some issues with our players that can sort of dribble the ball, run towards the ball there. Still don't think he is playing at his peak. I think he's one of the hardest workers there. He's creating opportunities as well, but he shot some goal. Yes, he scored a screamer in the last game. I think it's going to be somewhat, Arsenal might sort of shut that down there. So I do have concerns about the right wing, but hopefully he has a decent game there. And on the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Manus Solomon starting, but it was a very close call between Manus Solomon, Brennan Johnson. Solomon, very, very good dribbler. I think his finishing ability, I don't think it's that great, to be honest. I think his passing distribution from that game that we played a couple of weeks ago, when Son scored that hat-trick, this is Burnley, I think. I thought he was exceptional. He's a tricky customer to sort of deal with as well. In saying that though, I feel like either side, I wouldn't be surprised if Johnson makes a start. I think Johnson is a really exciting player. We can see he's got the finishing ability. He had a shot at goal which went in, but it was disallowed. He was just marginally offside. He's got the pace. He's going to create problems. He's not much of a dribbler, but his ability again to run through the lines as well. Don't know how good his crossing ability is, or sort of finding Son, but that's sort of another key one. So in regards to how we'll potentially shut down Arsenal, I think it's going to be down to a couple of key battles and key areas that I'm sort of watching out. So I mentioned Udogie and Saka before as well. I think that's going to be, because Saka can he can really take a shot from outside the box there, and I think Udogie, he's going to have to, if he runs forward, he's going to have to track back pretty quickly as well, to sort of keep, and he's going to need help one-on-one. That's what Saka sort of lives on as well. And I think right back as well, I think Porro, he's going to have a tough time as well. I think it's Martinelli that might be the left forward. Just because Porro likes sort of going forward, he struggles a bit sort of reverting backwards at time. He's improved defensively wise, but again, I feel that's another key thing. And probably the other one I'd sort of keep an eye on is Odegaard, the captain. Really good at distribution, and his shots outside the box, he has a lot more shots outside the box versus someone like Maddison. He doesn't get as much shots on target, but he tends to score one outside of nowhere. So that's where I can see some of the key battles are. But I just think it's going to be a battle of the midfield right now, in our midfield versus their midfield. I think we've got both teams seem really evenly sort of matched up. So I think this will be Tottenham's first real test here. I think the pressures on Arsenal, their supporters are just basically almost taking it for granted. They'll expect to win, but what I can say about derbies is that form just can sort of go out the door. I think where Ange will measure success is the team's ability to sort of play from the back under pressure. So even if we lose today, but if he can see we're playing from the back under pressure, we're making the pressing passes there, we're creating opportunities at the front, he will consider that a success. So remember, this is a project happening over a sort of couple of years' time. So I think the pressures on Arsenal, their supporters expecting to win. And my prediction for the game is I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. We can see that if lines sort of open up for both teams will score. I think it's going to be 3-3, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a really contentious VAR decision or someone gets sent off. So look, if you watched to this far, I'd really appreciate it. You can just like the video, subscribe if you want to. I hope to produce weekly videos for you guys, and I'll finish up with saying, come on you Spurs.